Hey, what's up everyone, it's Will. So today I want to do something a little different, more of a sit down, fun thought piece kind of video. And the question I want to throw out is this: is GTA 6's marketing actually bad? Because this has genuinely become a debate, like the community is split right down the middle on it. And what makes it so interesting to me is the kind of lose-lose situation for Rockstar no matter what they do. If they stay quiet, people say they're lazy or hiding something. They drop something, people pick it apart. There's almost no winning. So today, I want to lay out both sides as fairly as I can, look back at how Rockstar has actually marketed their games before, also bring in a take from an insider that I think is worth hearing, talk about something that Sony did like 2 days ago that plays right into all of this, and then honestly, I'm going to throw it right back to you guys at the end, because I don't think there's a clean answer here. Alright, so let's start with the optimistic side, because I think a lot of you live here. The argument is simple: the marketing hasn't really even begun yet. What we've gotten so far is bits and pieces, a couple of trailers, the cover art, a wave of screenshots with the pre-order announcement. And this camp will tell you that's not a marketing campaign, that's the appetizer, the actual full push, the TV spots, the gameplay reveal, the media blitz. None of that has happened yet. And there's real logic to it. Take-Two CEO himself has said the marketing is set to properly kick off in the summer. And even if you argue the marketing has technically started, this camp will still say we haven't seen the real stuff. No trailer 3 and no deep dive, so calling the whole campaign bad right now would be like reviewing a movie off the first teaser. Basically too early to judge when the main event hasn't even shown up. So that's the optimistic read, and there's some real weight to it. Okay, now let's flip it and just be as fair to the other side, because this camp has some genuinely valid frustrations. The frustrated camp is basically saying this is kind of ridiculous, we should have had trailer 3 by now. And their timeline argument holds up. This game was originally targeted for 2025. It got delayed, and that's the whole stretch. We still haven't gotten a truly updated look at the game in a trailer or gameplay sense. Trailer 2 came out back in May of 2025, so our most recent proper trailer look at this thing is over a year old at this point. And here's the big one for this camp: Rockstar has now asked people to put money down. $80 for the standard and $100 for the ultimate. And this side goes, wait, you want me to pre-order, you want my money, and I haven't even seen a genuinely updated version of what this game looks like running. And that feels backwards to a lot of people. Take my cash first, show me the goods later. And I get that frustration, I really do, especially in a world where we've been burned by games that looked amazing in marketing and then didn't quite deliver at launch. Asking for a premium price before a gameplay reveal is a totally fair thing to raise an eyebrow at. So both camps have a real point. That's what makes this such a good debate. So before we go further, we've got to look at how Rockstar has actually done this before, because context matters a ton and their track record tells a real clear story. Let's go back to GTA 5. Rockstar announced that game in October of 2011 with basically just a tweet. Trailer 1 dropped in November of 2011, and then get this, they went almost completely silent for a full year. The next bit of content that was actually released was 9 months later, and it was 2 screenshots. Trailer 2 actually didn't come until November of 2012, and even after that, GTA 5 got delayed from spring 2013 to September 17, 2013. The cover art was revealed in April of 2013, and the character trailers came out that same month. The big gameplay trailer didn't land until July of 2013, just a couple months before launch. And the final marketing blitz all happened in that last stretch. So when you actually map it out, GTA 5's marketing didn't really go into full gear until roughly the last 4 months before release. Everything before that was spread out, deliberate, and patient. And it's not just GTA 5, Red Dead 2 was revealed in October of 2016 and didn't come out until October of 2018. 2 full years, again with about a year between its first and second trailers. GTA 4 followed a similar patient pattern before its 2008 launch. This really is just how Rockstar operates, slow, deliberate, and letting anticipation build in the gaps. So the optimists camp hold the big push hasn't even started yet argument. History genuinely backs that up. Now, I want to bring in a take from an insider because I think it frames this perfectly. This is from Reese Riley. You might know him as Kiwi Talks. He's a pretty well-known figure in this space. I've talked about him before. He's interviewed a ton of former Rockstar and industry developers. Quick disclaimer before I read this, and he says this himself. This is his speculation. He's clear that nobody from Rockstar handed him their marketing playbook. But his take goes like this. He says he's seen people call the GTA 6 marketing crap, and that it hasn't even really started yet. And his point was, when you know you're about to release the biggest thing in the history of entertainment, spreading the marketing out is probably the smart move. And then he made a line that stuck with me. He pointed out that Rockstar broke the internet just by releasing cover art. Just the cover art. And when you have that kind of power, dropping little breadcrumbs of info here and there means you can make the hype skyrocket every single time you do it. He described Rockstar as being very particular about what info they feed into the public. And I think that's a genuinely compelling way to look at it. If literally releasing a short video of your cover art crashes websites and dominates every feed for days, why would you dump everything all at once? You would stretch it out. Every little drop becomes an event. And funny enough, we literally just watched that exact strategy play out in real time. Which brings me to the Sony thing. It looks like the first wave of Sony's GTA 6 marketing has officially wrapped up. Right around June 24th and the 25th, timed exactly to the start of pre-orders, Sony went all in on GTA 6. The PlayStation app icon got a full Vice City makeover. It featured the pink and purple, kind of the sunset and the palm tree aesthetic. The PS5 homepage and the store got dressed up with GTA 6 stuff. That whole plays best on PS5 tagline was everywhere. It was a full-on takeover. And now about a week later, it's gone. The app's icon has been swapped back to the normal blue. The banners across PlayStation social media have reverted, and from what I'm seeing, they've cycled to other titles like 2K26. So Sony has quietly pulled the GTA 6 branding back down. Now, I've seen a bit of conspiracy theory swirling around that Sony yanked it because of the whole disc controversy backlash. And you know, grain of salt on that, but I really don't think that's it. The far more reasonable explanation, and the one that I think actually lines up with everything we just talked about, is that this was always a timed burst. You light up the branding for the exact window when the pre-orders open, you create a massive spike of attention, you drive the action while it matters most, and then you pull it back once that window closes. It's like a store putting up a big display for the holiday sale and then taking it down when the sale ends. Nobody really expects the display to stay up all year. So this is genuinely not a bad sign at all. The pre-order push did its job, and now Sony's cycling back to other titles before the next big GTA 6 marketing beat kicks in. If anything, it's a perfect little live demonstration of that exact breadcrumb time burst strategy that Kiwi Talks was describing. And it means more is coming. Expect things to ramp back up as we get closer to November, probably with a much bigger branding wave the next time around. Okay, so let's actually place GTA 6 on the timeline right now, using GTA 5 as our measuring stick, because I think this puts it all into perspective. GTA 6 launches November 19, 2026. If Rockstar follows the GTA 5 blueprint where things really ramped up in the final 4 months or so, then we'd be looking at the big surge starting right around now through the fall. Stuff like Trailer 3, a gameplay reveal, the TV spots all theoretically landing in that window leading up until November. So by the GTA 5 measuring stick, we're basically right on schedule, maybe even right at the doorstep of the big push, which is exactly what Take-Two hinted at with that summer marketing comment. And honestly, what that Sony branding cycle kind of signaled too. Basically, the first wave is done, gearing up for the next. But, and I'll give the frustrated camp their due again, GTA 6 isn't a perfect one-to-one with GTA 5. This game's had a rockier road, delayed out of 2025, Trailer 2 is now over a year old, and pre-orders and pricing are already live, which is a bit different from the old pattern where the money conversation happened a lot later. So the situation isn't identical, and some of the impatience comes from that bumpier path. Both things can be true at once. Rockstar's probably running their usual patient playbook, and also the delays in early pricing have understandably tested some people's patience more than usual. So where do I actually land on this? And I'll be real with you, I'm not going to sit here and tell you one side is right and one side is wrong, because I don't think it's that clean. I can look at the history and totally understand why the optimists feel calm. This is exactly how Rockstar has always done it. Slow, patient, breadcrumbs, and then the avalanche at the end. That Sony branding cycle we just talked about is the strategy in a nutshell. And I can look at the frustrated side and just as easily go, yeah, a year plus without a fresh trailer while you're asking me to pre-order at $100. I get the edge, both have feelings that are completely reasonable to me. And look, I already know how this thing goes. The second I say anything remotely positive about Rockstar, somebody's gonna be down in the comments calling me a Rockstar shill. And honestly, that'll probably happen not just on this video, but basically forever. But I'm genuinely not trying to defend them or attack them here. I'm just trying to lay out a debate that I find really interesting, because it's one of those rare topics where I can actually see clearly from both directions. So instead of me forcing an answer, I actually want to throw it to you. Do you think GTA 6's marketing has been underwhelming, or is this just the classic Rockstar patience? Let me know your take in the comments down below, I'll be reading through all of them, and while you're at it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos just like this one. Alright, with that all out of the way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.